back, boys. And this episode is going to be swapping the track in this 1990s Phazer 2. I've never done a track swap before, so I'll be learning as I go, like most of my videos. Hopefully I come away learning something that I didn't know before. So I do have some longer tracks and extensions, but I'm not putting them on this sled. This is that weird wide body Phazer that's really probably better as a trail sled set up for handling. So I'm gonna try to keep this trail sled. I just want better acceleration, better brakes. So we have a 121 ripsaw we're gonna put in there that's studded. I got it really cheap because it was starting to throw a couple studs, but guess what? Air cooled. So who cares if it's throwing studs? It's not like you have a heat exchanger or anything. So kind of cool about these Phazers, you can get really good deals on tracks that you probably wouldn't want to run in a liquid cooled machine. We're gonna start by loosening the track and trying to get the skid out so that just the track is on the drive shaft. And then we're going to pull that by disassembling the chain case. So let's start with the skid. Wow, that came out pretty quick. 6 volts total, not so bad. Next step is going to be draining the chain case and trying to pull out the drive shaft, and then we can get the track out of here. What I do want to say is that now is a really good time to go through your skid. I'm going to go through that in another video. I'll put the link up here when it's done. But every single bearing on this entire skid is shot with the exception of one. Now let's go attack the chain case and see if we can get the drive shaft out. Okay, might as well start. Oh, there we go. Get this on Amazon, link below. Awesome for dealing with exhaust hooks. There we go.
There we go. Teamwork.
All right. Come on, muscles, pull that exhaust out. All right, so does anyone know if that's a stock pipe or a fast one? What do you think?
I don't have it.
Flip it over. What does this little thing say right here? Says patch? I don't know. I don't know. I can't tell the difference yet. Maybe it's cool, maybe it's not. Either way, it needs another hook welded on right here, so we're gonna have to do that. All right, what do we do next, Sarah?
What? I don't. Dear God, don't rely
Here,
on me.
look in there. We gotta get whatever's holding that track in. So.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Here, unzip your shirt. It's
Nice,
better
get
thumbnail.
out of here.
So there's that jack shaft, which goes from the secondary clutch to here, which has the brake on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a chain in here, and then that goes to the drive shaft.
Oh, so you get it from this side.
Yep.
Okay.
We should be able to drop one side of that drive shaft, I think. All right, cleaned that out. Gonna take this off now. To remove this stuff, what I'm gonna do is keep the tension on for a little bit. I locked the parking brake, and I'm just gonna loosen these two things and then take the tension off, and we should be able to take the gears and the chain off. All right, now we're going back over to this side. probably would have been smart to leave the chain and the gears and the brake and everything locking up the other side of the drive shaft, but I didn't do that, so we're just going to see if the old impact will get her off here. I feel like I'm like 14 again. I'm putting my hand up places I can't really see and wiggling it around until something's happening. There we go. So with the bearing off the other side, I know people say take it toward the chain case, but I'm just going to go that way because there's plenty of room. So I think if I just... Yep, right. It's almost out. What do you want? All right. Victory! And that means this piece of crap is out of here. Oh yeah. Check this out. Those studs that screwed up the wheels, they also cut right into the tunnel right there. Craziness. So what we're gonna have to do is hang the new track on the drive shaft, put it back in, and just make sure that it clears everything. Otherwise, I'm gonna need to pound this out with a hammer to get a little more clearance, but I think we're gonna be okay. All right, so someone asked the difference in the weight between the old track and the new one. So we're gonna do 2 measurements here. £10 heavier. I don't know what they weigh, but this is 10 pounds heavier.
The new one is?
Yeah.
Huh.
It does have a lot more studs.
Oh, yeah.
So that's gonna add weight. And also more lugs and more rubber.
Yeah.
So
This, I would not even hardly call those studs anymore.
yeah. All right, dudes, now it's time to take that track and we're gonna throw it under there and then thread the drive shaft through the track and see if we can button this thing back up. Alright, just checking some clearance under here. Kind of see we're still pretty good. Just pulling back on the track. So it looks like I got a pinky's worth of clearance on the tunnel. I checked up top here too. Alright, so chain case tension. They say finger tight and then lock it up on this little tensioner here. But what there's also a little note on in the service manual is to throw on your secondary clutch. I just tossed it on there, it's not bolted on. And then rotate it counterclockwise until you feel some tension on it, and then lock the parking brake. Once you do that, you can tighten this thing. You're gonna want like 7 to 15 millimeters of play on this back chain. Once you get it to where you want it, just throw your 14 on there and your 12, hold your 12 and tighten down your 14 to lock it into the case there. Where are you going? Nowhere. For this top nut on this gear, I don't really know what the specs are, but I needed to use a little bit of leverage to get it off, so we're just gonna tighten it a little bit. It's not really gonna go anywhere because of that cotter pin, but you know, that's not gonna come unthreaded. Alright, so that's about it for the track swap. The next thing we need to do is reinstall the skid. But before I do that, I need to go through that whole thing because every bearing is shot. So stay tuned for the next episode where we go through the skid and then reinstall it into the sled. Hope you guys learned something. I definitely did. Never done this before. It was actually a lot easier than I thought. I'm sure it's more annoying on sleds with reverse or ones that have the 4 drive cogs, so you can't, you know, slide it to the side like that. But this was not so bad. So anyway, if you like this and you learned something, hit like, leave a comment. Otherwise, don't. I don't care. Go do something else then. All right, cheers, boys.